Hi, I'm John Bellamy.
And I'm Andy Stowe.
And we're doing our group project in ITEC 5100. And we're here to show you some current technologies, which is our section.
Today we'll be talking about the Wink Hub, which is the brains behind pretty much all of the home automation. The hub has to be behind, or has to be in front of all of the items so it'll all connect. This is a garage door opener, or a garage door opener hub. It connects to the Wink Hub, and you have the Google Wi-Fi, which is all the internet controlled by it. Let's see, we have network cables, we have the switch, we have the network cables going from the switch to all the items, because they are all connected to the internet through that. And what else do we have? There's that. We have, this is the internet modem, so you have to have that to get everything outside. This patch panel, then these are the ends, or the cables that are terminated on the back side, and they are all connected to throughout the house, which we will show you in just a few minutes.
Another smart device is smart doorbells. This particular one is a Sky Bell that records pretty much any, you can get where it detects motion, or if you actually press the button to ring it like a regular doorbell like this, it'll allow the owner to see who is outside, and if they want to open the door or keep it shut if it's somebody they don't know.
Hello, I see you.
And then the owner can tell you if they recognize you or see you, who it is, and kind of also can keep solicitors and stuff like that away. Okay.
Another option are smart door locks. They are controlled by a smart touch panel or the smart app, and you can see the app here, which has the quick set lock, which this is a quick set brand. You can swipe left and right on it, just like right here it has the options. It shows you swiping left to unlock, swiping right to lock. It shows you how to program, and it's connected. It's controlled by the Wink Hub, which we've showed you earlier. To do it on the key panel, you just press it. It comes up, you type in your password, and you hit the check button. Oh, that will lock it. And now the door is locked. If you want to get, and you just put your code in again, and it unlocks the door. And now it's unlocked.
Button.
Okay. We're now going to show you how to open garage doors with the smart app. This is the Craftsman version of the app. I have 3 garage doors, and this is controlled anywhere as long as you have internet connectivity to your smart hub, your Wink Hub, and your internet gateway for your garage doors. So I'm going to press the basement door on my phone. And that will stay open, and there's also gives you an alert, so you can see that it is open. So if you did not know that it was going to be opened, you'll see it comes on, and you can come to your house to see what's going on. Once you are ready to close the door, you just press it again, and it will do this little alarm and closes the door. Now we're going to show you how we can control the lights with either the Echo or through the app. You can go into the Wink app and you can find your lights, which we already have them set up in different groups or different lights. There are 6. I'm going to show there are 6 lights in the living room. We have 6 of the LED down lights. And you can see they are here in the app. You have all the different ones from the different rooms. The ones we are currently working with are living room. So you can turn, if we want to turn off living room down light 2, you can press that and it will cut off. So now this light is off. We can cut it back on. Or we can talk to the Echo and we can say, Alexa, turn off living room down light 2.
Okay.
And now it is off. Alexa, turn on living room down light 2.
Okay.
Now all the lights are back on. And if we want to, we can have Alexa turn on the lights as a group, just like we can in the app. We have the groups. We can cut off living room, which is right here, just by touching it. And all the lights are cut off. And now we can get Alexa to turn them back on. Alexa, turn on living room. Alexa, turn on living room.
Okay.
And now all the lights are back on. This is very helpful because you can set schedules to have the lights to come on and off when you are there, or when you're at your house, or when you're gone. If you forget to turn your lights off, you can do it anywhere you are at because it is connected through the Wink hub. Okay. Another smart item that we have is the Nest Smart Smoke Detector. It detects smoke, fire, and carbon monoxide. If there is a detection of one of these 3, it will alert you on your phone, and you will be able to call the proper authorities to come check it out, no matter where you're at. It will send you the alert through the app, which is right here with where it's green right now, which is showing that it's good. And then you can do safety checkups right here. You can click on it and it will check and make sure everything's working, make sure the batteries are charged. It will test everything. And you can have as many of these in your home as you want. I have 3, so it connects or detects on all levels of the house and all areas of the house. Once it is set up, you do not have to worry about anything, and it will connect through your Wink hub just like all the other items.
All right, another important part of the home automation is energy saving Nest thermostats. This particular one will set your temperatures if you're away or if you're at home, determined by the geofencing with your app on your phone. You can pretty much go in, set your temperature controls to whichever, heating and cooling, home and away. It does tons of different settings, and it's very customizable. Let's see, you can set schedules for when you would like it to come on. Say if you're at work, you generally get off at 4, you can have it start to cool and heat, depending on what time of year it is, an hour before, so when you get home it's at the perfect temperature and it hadn't been running all day, so it's not running up your power bill. You can look at the history to see how you've done the past month, year, ever how long you've installed the device. Fan, also another way you can kind of cut back on energy costs. It also judges by the outside temperature in order to properly adjust your inside temperature. So there's tons of different features, and it's kind of an integral part of a connected home, smart home.
Hey, I'm Doster. The future of home automation is really yet to be written.
As the technology grows, we're going to see it move from a responsive technology to an adaptive technology that really learns from our behaviors and really opens up the door to helping us enrich our lives, both as a time saver as well as a way to save money in our homes and energy consumption. Some of the things that we're starting to see develop from the commercial space to home space, smart windows by companies like Sage Glass that make electrochromic windows. While there's a barrier for cost in a residential application now, we're beginning to see that be heavily adopted in commercial applications. We're all seeing new grocery delivery services pop up around where we live, but as a huge time saver as well as helping us shop and making our lives easier to spend more time with our families. We're going to see the next generation of grocery deliveries include concepts like Amazon Air Drone, where they deliver the groceries. It's actually Air Prime, where they deliver the groceries to your house via drone delivery, as well as integration with the home automation apps to not only help you order your groceries and have them get to you, but also suggest groceries that you might like, much like the Amazon shopping experience. We may see a complete redesign of kitchens in the future as we move to the Internet of Things with more and more appliances connected, talking to one another to help in concerted effort for meals being prepared, as well as allowing us to spend more quality time with our family at home. And finally, one of the coolest but craziest things that seems to be kind of out there in the market are new smart toilets that not only help ergonomically us to use the restroom the way we should and help be better for our health, but also could help potentially diagnose disease, maybe even used to diagnose whether a person is pregnant. So it's really kind of the sky's the limit for what's coming. The coolest thing is in the research here, there's so many things that you would think are the future that are actually coming now, and they're here now. It's really just a matter of whether or not they're affordable and widely available, and if standards have been developed for the technology. So I think we're beginning to see a huge increase in what's coming to our market, and within the next 5 to 10 years, it's just going to continue to explode. Thank you.
Okay, home automation technical threats. These gizmos are pretty cool, but they do expose us to certain possibilities. And the biggest thing is going to be compromised devices. 15% of devices do not have their password changed. They're left as the default, which you, of course, can look up fairly easily. And 10% of people who do change the password use one of 5 really easy to guess combinations, such as admin, admin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, things like that. So 25% of devices, more or less, you can guess in 6 tries. That's not real good. All right, once you have a compromised device, it can infect others on your network. If you have something mobile like a phone, you can pick up stuff when you're a guest on other networks and bring it home. And of course, you have a guest coming to your network, they might be carrying a hitchhiker. And oftentimes, your router itself can be a problem. There was a DEF CON demonstration a few years ago where a researcher was able to break into 15 of 30 commonly used home routers relatively easily. And a lot of times these things revert to their default password, even if you've changed it when you reset them. And when you do have a custom password, a lot of times you tend to follow the example of the manufacturer's default password, which research has shown seldom encourages strong password choices. The biggest problem is the internal software of most home routers is basically it's Linux that's 4 or 5 years old. A lot of them are really hard to patch. Some of them just can't at all. So that being the case, most people don't even try. They just let it go. And I've been guilty of this as much as anybody. And of course, one of the more irritating things, if you have a long-standing vulnerability, a lot of times it gets put in a script kiddie site, and you have people who are not particularly skilled can crack into your network. This one is actually pretty scary. They have found that you can tell what's going on inside a smart home through analyzing the IP packets, even if those packets are encrypted. Just the nature and where they're routed to, kind of calling home to the manufacturer's sites, they can tell a lot. If you're in bed asleep with your CPAP machine on, of course they can tell if you're streaming Netflix. But even things like they can tell if you have a camera that it senses motion, that it has detected movement. So it's kind of scary. And you can't really just disconnect these, put them on a subnet or something like that, because if they can't get out to the internet, then they really don't function correctly, and so you lose the features that you bought the thing for. So you kind of have to let them call home. There are some things we can do though. Change your passwords. Simple, easy. Just make it. Don't ever. First thing you do when you plug it in, new password. Make it a strong one. When you buy a router, take a little research effort and try to find one that makes an attempt at security. It's kind of the concept of not being the low hanging fruit. If they see yours is tougher to crack than the neighbors, they'll just go for the easy kill. Keep things patched and up to date as much as possible. I know I'm bad about not doing this because it can be a pain. You can turn devices off when not in use, like your cable box. I don't. I'm very lazy about that. A lot of them now will sort of power off on their own if they haven't been interacted with in a while, which helps. But that is something you can do though, if you're this really is kind of preying on your mind. And lastly, you can actually do a thing called traffic shaping, which basically sends bogus IP packets out to the internet to try to mask the actual peaks of traffic you get when these devices sort of wake up and do things. That may be a bridge too far for most of us. If somebody's sophisticated enough to do that sort of analysis, they're probably going to find a way anyway. But those are some things we can do and some threats that these sort of systems expose us to.